This is a Region Sportsdesk exclusive.
I want to get away. I want to fly away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to get away. I want to fly away.
Sportsdesk. It is week 2 of the high school football season. We have plenty to talk about. We're going to go over a few of the games, the notable games from last week. Give out our new top 10 list and let you know who's going to win this week. So,
all right, let's start things off. Let's go to the battle, the holy battle here, the holy war. We had Andrean. They just conquered Bishop Knoll. Yeah. And a big one, Lowell losing to Crown Point.
Yeah, I recently made a video, kind of marking the end of their dynasty, and a lot of people took offense to it. I don't see.
Hey, didn't they start the season what 1-4, or 1-5, or something like that in one state?
And people, okay, so a lot of people are making that argument, but see, the problem with that is they had a very dynamic player, a guy named Scott Gray. He was one of the best backs Lowell has ever had. He also had a guy, Jeff Clemens, that was probably a little bit better than what Jordan Juarez is right now. They had better stud players than what they have right now.
Well,
that was a big difference, but we'll see what happens down the road. But I just did not see a lot of promise out of this Lowell team. I was there, and believe it, coming from me, how much I like their program. So, coming from me, I think that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, well, they still have probably one of the best run-stopping defenses. Their pass defense can step up. Defense wins championships. So let's see what happens there. All right, let's go. Griffith almost upsetting Morton. Morton was our cheesehead.
And you know what? I think that Griffith kicker knew that, and I think that's why he missed the field goal.
Thank you. So, West Side
your checks in the mail. By the way.
West Side, they gave Hobart a scare. What other games we have? We had Maryville got blown out early in the first quarter against Warren Central, but they made it a game, and they held with them in the second half. But I can also say Warren Central probably took their foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah.
North Newton, they upset South Newton in the Civil War.
It was bad. Why? I was very impressed when I saw that score.
The Union Army won in the Civil War. Another, I think, South Central getting some consideration wearing the South Central jersey here.
Yeah, you got to give them some props.
I think it was the first time I can remember them ever starting off the season to win against LaVille. Yeah. And then Valpo upsetting Penn.
Karras gets his first W.
Yeah, there he goes.
His first game. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and Valpo upsetting Penn at Penn.
Wow, that was the upset of the week, and definitely I think our top 10 is going to reflect that. But Valpo's defense, Valpo's defense, they are for real.
That win, you get the megaphone. This guy right here, he lives right here in Valpo. He's going to drop this megaphone off to you guys. So expect to see this guy at your school drop off the megaphone.
Are you going to break it?
Oh, well, it's broken now. All right, and we went to Whiting and Clark. Really impressed with Whiting. Big W against Clark.
Yeah, Clark definitely not the team that won 8 games a year ago.
Without a doubt, no way. All right, let's go. After week 1's over, our top 10 shifted a little bit. Let's take a look at it. Let's start off with number 10, the Griffith Panthers. They fell from number 8, but
they had a very good showing, though.
Yes.
A lot better than I believe. When we found out about the suspensions, a lot better than what we'd expected. So kudos to Griffith for hanging in there.
All right, run to the Bombers, hanging out at 9 still, staying at 9 with the big win over KV. Chesterton dropping to 6. You play a crappy opponent. Yeah, they're dropping to 8. Dropping to 8 from 6. Dropping from 8 to 6. You played South Bend Adams, which is a really bad program. Schedule someone better week 1, and you might, stay at 6 or move up. Lowell dropping all the way to 7. Bad loss at Crown Point. They had it coming. Munster, they won the game, but we dropped them down to 6 from 5. That's because of this team right here, the Crown Point Bulldogs, jumping up from 10 all the way to 5. They had a very impressive showing against Lowell. So Crown Point moving right there in the middle of the pack at 5. Morton, they're staying solid at 4. They had a scare against Griffith. Let's see what they do against Lowell. Maryville, they're staying at 3. They dropped from 2.
Well, it's hard when you're playing against a top 20 team in the country. I'm going to give them a little bit of leeway there. I don't think you can drop them all the way out of the top 10 or anything like that. You look at what they did last year. They lost the first game in Warren Central. They ran the table the rest of the way in the regular season. So that loss doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Exactly. And Portage, The big win over a dynamic powerhouse 3A team like Region Sports likes to call them, but in reality they're just an average 3A team. Portage goes up to number 2 from number 3. And JT, who's our number 1 team?
Shocked me, and probably what it looks like the best defense maybe in the area. Valparaiso Vikings totally shut down Penn. Their offense, they got to get their offense going, but by far the best victory over the weekend, Valpo over Penn. That's still a good win. It's not as good as it was a few years ago, but it's still a quality win.
Penn was top 10 in the state. Maryville had great defense, big special teams play that wins game. Who says special team doesn't win games? Look at that.
Oh, they have a heck of a kicker too. But.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's go down some of this week's game, week 2. We got Bishop Knoll at Munster. I think we both like Munster in this one.
Yeah.
Munster big. All right, we got the Clark Pioneers traveling to Ridge Road to play Calumet.
Gotta give a big shout out to Chuck Carter for Calumet. He says, where's our respect? Where's our respect, man? And I'm gonna give you some props here because I'm gonna pick you guys big over Clark. Big.
There you go, Chuck. There's your respect right there. Calumet, big time victory over Clark. Clark just looked too slow, and Calumet, they got some speed. They rushed the ball for over 200 yards.
Well, I know Chuck had a big game last week.
Chuck's gonna have another big week.
Put over 50 on Gavitt. So
all right, let's go. We got New Prairie traveling to Trojan Country to play Chesterton.
I think Chesterton's gonna find a way to win that one.
Exactly. All right. One of the big games I like here. Crown Point traveling to the Brickyard to play the Brickies.
Well, we're gonna find out how good that Hobart team is because last year Crown Point pulled it out. I think this year it's going to be more lopsided than that because Crown Point's run defense was really, really solid. And Hobart hasn't really proven that they can throw the football. So I'd say big trouble for Hobart.
All right, let's go Gavitt. They're playing Whiting, a Whiting team that we thought was really, really impressive here.
You know what? Last year Whiting beat the hell out of them. I don't see it.
And I think they're going to probably beat them even worse this year. Hammond High at Highland.
High's gonna win. Highland, that is. I like High in this game. They gave Wheeler a scare last week.
Yeah, they did. They only lost by 3.
Yeah, they almost came back to win that game. And,
yeah,
I guess Hammond's got their numbers are very low. I guess they have 30-some players, and I think it's gonna take its toll. I think Highland's gonna win. Gonna get their first victory this week.
I agree with you. All right, Lake Station. They're playing football this Friday. They're playing against LaVille, so that's gonna be a loss. Lou Wallace is playing Hartford. Who the hell is Hartford?
Well,
whoever they are, they're going to beat Lou Wallace.
Yeah.
All right, Elkhart Central Laporte. Who are you liking that one?
Hey, remember last year? It was a shootout. I think Laporte won that. I think it was 49-42, something like that. It was a big shootout game. I think Laporte's going to get them again. I think Laporte's going to get their run game going just like they did last year. I like Laporte to win that game.
I agree. I like Laporte, and I like their defense. Give me Laporte big in this one. All right, Michigan City traveling to South Bend, Washington. South Bend, Washington has a couple of those, D1 prospects at receiver.
Yeah, they got Darius Harden and this Garrett Dieter. These two guys can play. And I think they're going to be a little bit too much for Michigan City. South Bend, Washington had a really good defense last year. And Michigan City, like we've talked about, we think they're going to take a step back. And unfortunately, I think it's going to start this week. I like South Bend, Washington to win this game.
Me too. I like South Bend, Washington here. All right, North Newton coming off the big win. Going against Rensselaer now. Is that win enough motivation to carry into week 2 to beat Rensselaer?
Well, I think it's a lot of motivation, but I don't think it's good enough to beat Rensselaer.
Absolutely not.
Rensselaer's just too strong a program. I mean, they absolutely beat the crap out of KV last week. And Rensselaer's basically separated themselves from all the other small schools in the area.
All right, we'll take River Forest or Eau Claire over River Forest. We're gonna take.
Now this is going to be an intriguing game. Culver against South Central. Culver won sectional 33, which is the 1A sectional last year. South Central won their first game against LaVille last week. This could be a really good football game, and this could be a big chance for South Central to kind of put themselves on the map a little bit. What do you think?
I still like Culver Community over in this one. All right, let's go to Chicago Bowen or whatever.
Bowen.
They're traveling to Westside. Westside, they got a lot of athletes. I like Westside against that Bowen team. All right, now we both picked an upset game this week. JT, tell them your upset pick for this week.
This is a team that was very impressive last week, and they won their debut, Stacey Adams' debut. East Chicago against Lake Central. I think East Chicago at home. I think they're going to shock the region. I think they're going to beat Lake Central. Lake Central has a lot of work to do. You know, they have a lot of building to do. They have a lot of problems at their quarterback position. I think East Chicago is going to upset Lake Central.
All right, you like Stacey Adams and company there in East Chicago. Tell you mine. I like Colin McRae's. I'm going on a limb here. Wheeler struggled last week. I like Dylan Patrick. All right, I think he's one of the best backs. I like KV and company to upset Wheeler. I don't know why Colin McRae's. I think they're going to do it. But okay, let's go to the Cheesehead. Let's go to the Cheesehead game. Cheesehead lock of the week. Maryville, they're pissed off.
Yeah, they are.
And they're playing Andrain at home. We like Maryville.
Maryville's going to win this game once again.
Cheesehead is going to Maryville. Let's go to the big three here. Here we go. We got number 4 Morton at Lowell.
Morton and Lowell. I'll tell you what. At the outset, I think a lot of people are going to say this is going to be a big blowout game for Morton. I think Lowell can make it a game because you got to remember something. Morton's defense was non-existent. They gave up some long drives to Griffith, and Lowell's going to pound the ball just like Griffith did. I think they can make it a game. Unfortunately, they're going to see what happened with Cole Midget last week. They're going to see how Crown Point exploited him defensively. I think that's what Glidewell is going to do for Morton. I think their skill players on the outside are going to be too much. I'm going to pick Morton to beat Lowell.
I agree with you. I like Morton on a shootout. I think. All right. Number 1 Valpo traveling to number 10 Griffith, going to the Boneyard. Last year it was a blowout. What do you think this year?
Well, you know, I still think Valpo's going to win the game. Penn had they held Penn, I think, under 150 yards total offense, and Penn's got a bigger, more physical line than Griffith does. So if they did that to Penn, just think what they're going to do to Griffith. Griffith's passing game is just non-existent. So Valpo's going to get their offense going. I think Valpo's going to probably win this one by about 4 touchdowns. I like Valpo big in this game.
You know, I got to agree with you on this one. But Griffith, those kids are playing for respect. Everyone in the region's dissing them because of the loss of Ed Johnson and company. So look for Griffith to make this a good game early, and then Valpo take off late and win this game.
Make it a game for a half, maybe?
Yes. All right, when we got Portage at St. Rita, I think you can tune in and watch our Portage Tough show, and we'll give you the prediction on that game.
That sounds pretty good. I like the teaser.
You got to watch our other videos.
Well, gotta promote somehow. But yeah, that's what we think. I struggled a little bit with our picks last week, but
I feel we're going to right the ship this week.
We're a week smarter. We know what a lot of these teams have now, so I think we're going to do a lot better this week. So tune in for our next Porch Tough show, and we'll see you next time.